Council, Graduate Business Council, Graduate Engineering Council, Public Affairs Council, Graduate Public Affairs Council, Liberal Arts Council, Masters in Professional Accounting Council, Natural Sciences Council, Pharmacy Council, Social Work Council, Student Association for the School of Information, Student Bar Association, Student Engineering Council, Undergraduate Architecture Student Council, Undergraduate Business Council, Undergraduate Geological Society, UT Nursing Student Association, Undergraduate Studies Council.
Welcome. Okay, first up on organizational announcements, we have Shantu Jain with FIA. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's been a while. Good evening, everyone. Thanks, Senate Exec, for giving me some time to speak. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the SIO initiative. SIO stands for the Student Consulting International Organization. My name is Shantu Jain. I'm a fourth-year electrical engineering economics student serving as the president of SIO. We can cycle slides. Really quickly, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what SIO is, what we do, what our sort of deadlines are for this semester, and how you guys can get involved. So SIO is a student organization at UT. We are also a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Excuse me. What we do is we develop business solutions for micro-enterprises around the globe. Now, more often than not, these are micro-enterprises in impoverished communities. This year, however, we will be changing that around a little bit. We have usually a team of 8 to 10 student consultants that work with our mentors, Deloitte Consulting, and they work on the solution ideally over the spring semester. Early summer, we travel to the location and we finalize the solutions and make sure the client knows how to implement those solutions. And that's usually our go live phase of the cycle slides. All right, so our first project was during the academic year of 08-09. We had 8 students from 5 different colleges at UT, and so sort of what I'm trying to get at over there is we take a whole diverse group of students. We're not looking for only BHP, business students, as much as we love them. We also take engineers, we take liberal arts students, we've had a Middle Eastern studies student, we've had a graduate student in law. So really all we're looking for is a desire for consulting. So if you want to pursue consulting, this is ideal. If you're into philanthropy and you want to make a real difference while you're at college, this is great for you. Really quickly about our project, it was in India. It was kind of in the middle of nowhere. It was at the foothills of the Himalayas. We converted a Maharaja's hunting lodge into a tourist resort because this hunting lodge provided the nucleus of the village. And by making it a tourist resort, we sort of tried and uplift the economic condition in the village, got people employment, and that was a successful project. We have guests coming into that lodge as of today, and so we're pretty proud about that. That's just a picture of us at the lodge. This is when we went and stayed at the lodge for about a week, which is when we were finalizing our deliverables and talking to our client about how to implement them. Our last project was in Turkey. Again, we had a diverse group of students. We were working with a farming community in a little village in Turkey, southwest Turkey, the village of Sept. So this farming community obviously had, well not obviously, but this farming community didn't really have any plan or any sort of business plan that they followed when it came to their farming. They'd buy a cow, sell it, maybe try and make some profit, very hand to mouth. Not organized and no planning whatsoever. Of any kind. So we went in and developed a business plan for them that would be ideal. We sort of made their transition from crops to animal farming and set up a dairy farm using one model farm. And we had a lot of help obviously translating those documents into Turkish and presenting it to the people in the village. So we flew the village, stayed with the farmer, and yes, this project as well was successful. Our farmer now has, I think, 9 cows and 4 calves on the way. I don't know the specifics too well, but yeah. So that was our project in Turkey. And that's us in Turkey with the farmer and his family. I'm going to skip through this real quick. Our next project is going to be in Brazil. I don't have a whole lot of specifics because the person who's managing this project, we call him the team lead, couldn't make it out tonight, but essentially what we're going to be doing is we're working with an international firm called International Oncology. They set up cancer research and treatment hospitals around the world. I believe they have some in India, one in Europe, and they're trying to set up something in Brazil. And so we're going to be helping them with strategies to enter the market and how to run. I believe they've acquired a small clinic already, and so we'd be giving them a strategy around that. As you can see, this is not necessarily an impoverished community we're dealing with directly, but it is a great cause, and we're really excited to see, a lot of you guys get excited about it and apply to us. Unfortunately, we don't have any more info sessions. We would have liked to be here a couple of weeks ago, but we couldn't make it. You can contact us at scirecruitment@gmail.com, or you can find out more about us at uscio.org. Applications are due the Monday after OU weekend, so that's this coming Monday. Feel free to contact me. My email address isn't on there, and I don't think it's on the agenda, but it's pretty simple. It's Shantu, that's an S-H-A-N-T-U, my first name, at mail.utexas.edu. I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions. I know I've taken up too much time already. But if you feel that this is something you'd be interested in, check us out, look at our website. The info session slides are on there. The application is on there. And my email address is on there as well, so feel free to contact me, and yeah, hopefully we'll get a few applications from you guys. Can I have a question?
Yeah, any questions for Shantu?
Sure.
Where do you get these project ideas from?
Great question. It's totally arbitrary. We don't have a set procedure. It's through contacts. So this one was through one of our alumni. He got in touch with someone he knew, who got in touch with someone they knew, who happened to be the CEO of International Oncology. And so yeah, we just sort of look around all year and then have something in the pipeline usually. Great question. Yeah.
How many students get to go?
That's a good question. So we don't force obviously any of the students to go. It's not mandatory that you travel. During the first year, 7 out of the 8 students did travel to India. Last year, all 9 of the student analysts traveled. This year we've changed the structure around a little bit. We have an administrative sort of leadership board for our organization, so we're expecting a couple of them to travel as well. So to answer your question, if we have 9 student analysts who are doing the consulting, plus 4 people on leadership, we can expect anywhere between 9 and 13 people to travel. You.
Do you think nursing students could apply for this and help out? I know you said it's more about keeping this clinic running.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are looking for nursing students. We're also looking for people who speak Portuguese, just FYI. But yes, nursing students. It would be very relevant for you guys, and just the way consulting is, even consulting firms in general, when they're recruiting, they don't look only for business students. And some of my business major friends out here can vouch for me. They're just looking for a very different perspective. If you are into problem solving, and if this is a project you feel you could be interested in, then we have a place for you on the team. You don't need any business knowledge, you don't need technical knowledge. Our mentors, Deloitte, will come in multiple times a semester and hold workshops to train you guys. So any technical knowledge you need, we'll give you. All we need is your passion.
Okay, I think we have time for one more question, Francisco.
What's the time commitment?
6 to 8 hours a week over the spring semester, a lot less this semester. Under 4 hours, definitely, a week this semester. 6 to 8 hours a week over the spring semester. Great, thank you all so much for your time. Have a safe weekend. Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have the Associate Director, Jane Bose from Counseling and Mental Health Center. Oh, hi, welcome.
Okay, well, Jordan had asked me to come, invited me to come, and thank you so much for inviting us to be here tonight. Wanted to just very briefly talk a little bit about this week and the impact on this group. We've been working with students all week at the Counseling Center, and definitely have seen a wide range of reactions to the very unfortunate events that happened on Tuesday. Gosh, it seems like so long ago. It's only like 2 days ago. It seems like it's been a long week, at least for me. So I wanted to just present a little bit on what are some of the typical reactions or normal reactions. People ask, well, what is normal? What could we expect in terms of having experienced this week, and then like what could be helpful, and when should students seek additional help? You know, what are some signs that maybe someone either in this group or someone that you know would be helpful to get extra help. So, and then I'll just leave that open for questions. So, wanted to first of all just say that there's an enormous wide range of what is normal in terms of dealing with an event like this. People, depends a lot on people's previous experience with trauma, coping skills. Lots of different factors enter into how people handle these kinds of events. So you could, it's not at all unusual to experience a range of emotions. Sometimes people feeling almost contradictory emotions, you know, feeling at one time maybe anger, irritability, and then at other times feeling sadness about it. So it's not unusual to feel a lot of different conflicting and very wide range of feelings. You may find yourself thinking about the event, and there may be certain things that maybe trigger for you. Either it could be going by the library, it could be hearing a siren. I know this week we were up at the counseling center doing a lot of work that morning. I'm trying to coordinate with other offices, and there were just all those sirens going off all the time with the loudspeakers, which was a great thing that we had that. But even I've noticed in the last day or two, I hear a siren, and it's just like I'm hearing it in a different way than I've heard it before. So things like that, people can kind of have a reaction or flashbacks. Some people, I was just talking to a student just now upstairs who came in, wanted to talk about her reactions and feeling she's having some problems with sleep and some of the bad dreams that she's having, that kind of thing. So that's really, again, within the normal range. All of these are normal within the short run, and they are not signs that something is wrong. So there are no sort of normal reactions or emotions attached to something like this. How do you know when you need extra help or need to reach out for extra help? Obviously, if these kind of things just, you feel like you can't kind of continue moving through them, and I don't mean like super speed, I don't mean by tomorrow, but that there's no magic time frame, that if you feel like you're not moving through dealing with some of these feelings, if your functioning begins to be impacted, either academically, socially, other ways, where you feel like you're not concentrating well and this continues and it impacts your performance in various ways, that could be a sign that there's problems being created in your everyday life that maybe could be addressed. And also, people just kind of like to come up. We've seen lots of students this week. We've opened up our doors till 8 o'clock in the evening throughout the week, and we've seen a lot of students who just want to come in and touch base. They may not have some major reaction, but they just want a little extra support, a little bit of time to talk about what's going on, and that's great too. It's also not something we expect that everybody necessarily wants to or needs to come in and talk to a counselor. I mean, people have other natural support systems that they use, whether that be friends, faculty, priests, rabbis, other support system in their life, and so those are good things as well. How can people cope short term? I think certainly communicating about this to people that you trust and value is a good idea. Sometimes writing things down can be helpful, just to get something out of your head and actually get it on paper. There's a lot of research to show that can be very, very helpful to folks, keeping it in a place that's just accessible to you. Perhaps other kind of creative expressions, talking to friends, asking help from people who are close to you, your community, your circle, people who care about you. Making sure that you're engaging in healthy behaviors. That's especially now is really an important time in terms of really basic stuff. Sleeping, eating, exercise is good. Those kinds of things are very helpful. This is already a really, really busy time this semester, so just making that a priority again to taking care of yourself. In terms of the counseling center, we do have, and Jordan, can you make sure everybody gets this? Just a wallet size